Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukasvarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. My humble salutations to Swami Vivekananda, who is the best among the monks, and his knowledge and his greatness is equal to different suns, and who has descended on this earth to redeem the sufferings of the world, and who is existence, consciousness, bliss absolute in his nature. To that Swami Vivekananda, my pranams, my salutations. My dear devotees, we were discussing Swami Vivekananda's Karma Yoga, the modern book for every one of us, modern guideline or modern scripture for every one of us. You may say, why? There are so many scriptures. Why only this, Swamiji? Yes. If you get that question, it is very appropriate, and you should get a question. If you have this question, I'll be very happy. Why means, here because Swami Vivekananda is discussing about the karma action and how it can be translated into yoga or as a spiritual practice. In day-to-day life, from our birth to death, we are all so busy. We are all engaged in multifarious activities, either male or female, either household work or office work, or taking care of oneself, taking care of kith and kin. Like this, so much work we are involved. Sometimes we feel boredom because of it. Sometimes we feel it is a burden. Sometimes we may enjoy it. Sometimes we feel it is cumbersome. And sometimes, oh God, when it is going to end? When this work will stop? From dawn to dusk, so much I am doing, and but still is left out. And tomorrow morning again I have to start work. So it is like a Hanuman style. There is no end. Like with a straight line with the two arrow marks. Means it can extend at any to infinity. So like that, our life with work, it happens. So we get baffled and we get morose sometimes, and we get start asking ourselves, when will this will work will stop? The answer is, when we die, the work stops. That's the one answer, general answer is given. This work, instead of feeling the boredom, instead of feeling it burden, instead of feeling it as a cumbersome, how it can be translated into strength, how it can be translated into as a mode of energy, how it can be translated into as a spiritual practice, just like meditation or any spiritual practice. There, the secret is taught in this Karma Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. That is the reason it is very important for all of us to read, to study, and to understand and to put into practice, so that I can be happiest person at all times in the given circumstances. When before entering into this, today's continuation of the present previous lecture, that is self-abnegation, let me tell a story to start my lecture, before starting my lecture. It happened few centuries before, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 centuries before. That time in India, or in most part of the world, monarch system was going on. Monarch system means the state or the country was ruled by kings. So similarly, in a country was ruled by a king, and a king with a small selected soldiers, he was going on. He was traveling in and around the country. to see that whether everything is in proper state, administration is intact, people are happy, are they getting everything whatever they need, are they safe. And when he was traveling from one town, he saw, and he was about to go for one more town, and in the meanwhile he was just going through a small forest, and nearby forest one or two villages were there, and on the roadside a very old man, grandpa, a old man, probably he was in his 70s or 80s. He was digging the earth and he was trying to plant the mango sapling, mango plant. The king saw, he started laughing. Oh, you see, what a illusion or what a delusion. This grandpa, this old man, is probably 70 plus or nearing 80. He thinks that after planting, and if he takes care, this plant will become a tree and he will get mangoes, sweet mangoes, and he can enjoy that mango. What a delusion, you see. How much he wants to still live in this world. Or what a miracle, or what a prejudice, what a mirage. Like that he was thinking. And he started laughing. And he was straight enough, the king was. And he asked, oh, my dear king, oh, my dear grandpa, do you think that this plant, the mango plant, will grow into tree, and that will bear the fruits, it will give the fruits, and you will be living to enjoy these fruits? And you should remember, in the olden days, it is not now like probably in a year or two, you'll in the hybrid mangoes you can get. But in the olden days, it was not so. It would have been taken some time. So keeping that, we should understand this story. The old man laughed. He stood up as a respect and a reverence to the king, and he said, my dear king, I don't think that I will live till this plant grows into a tree and it can give, where it starts bearing the fruits. I will not be able to. I don't think I will be able to live till then to enjoy the fruits of this sapling or of this plant. Oh, king was said, oh, is it so? Yes, my dear king. Are you clear that you will not be able to enjoy the fruits of this sapling or plant? Yes, I don't think. Then the king asked, then why are you planting this sapling or mango plant if you're not able to get the fruit? Then why are you at this old age, in this ripened age, why are you planting? Why are you taking so much pressure on you in this ripened age? Then the old man, he laughed and he said, my dear king, now you are enjoying mangoes, isn't it? Yes, I am also similarly able to enjoy the mangoes. And the mangoes which we are enjoying, either you or me, the mangoes which we are enjoying by you or me, are they, are we getting them from the plants which we planted either in our respective gardens? The king said, no, no, I didn't plant any sapling. It was my predecessors. It was done by my predecessors long ago. Then this old man laughed and said, yes, similar, same thing in my case. I didn't plant a sapling, from that it became a tree. When I was young, I didn't plant any tree, sapling or plant, and it became a tree, and now I'm enjoying my fruits of my own planting a tree. My predecessors, my father, grandfather, great grandfather, someone has planted, and that is the reason today I'm enjoying the fruits of it. So, in the successive generations, in the next younger generations, whom they are yet to come or who they are coming, let them enjoy. So, thinking that the youngsters or the future generations, let them enjoy these fruits, thinking that I am planting this mango sapling or I'm planting this mango plant. Then the king was so happy. He was so astonished to hear, oh, here is a man who is not thinking for himself, who is not thinking of himself, rather he was thinking of future generation. Great. And he asked sorry. King asked sorry for that old man. Oh, my dear old man, you were really wise. and I'm sorry. I didn't understand your intention. I'm very sorry. The wise man said, never mind, my dear king. Let the God bless you, and so that let everyone be happy, and you and your family members be happy. I mean, king, whatever he had, some money, a few coins he gave to the old man, and he left. And this had a good impact on the king's mind. And he went back to his kingdom and in the palace, in the meeting with all his ministers and soldier, I mean, chief in army, chief commander, and other officials. He narrated this whole incident and he said, see, this is what this type of India, I mean, citizens we want more and more in our country. Can we get? So please narrate or please spread this story more and more in our country so that let every citizen he should start thinking, how can I contribute something to the future generation? How can I contribute something to the society? How can I contribute something to the people or mankind or humankind? So that idea was spread in the country. So this is what Swami Vivekananda, when he says of self-abnegation, not I, but you. Not me or mine, but ours or yours. We are all prone, we are all forced to think because of selfishness, me, mine, I. I means pseudo ego. So I should be happy, my people should be happy, and I should accumulate so much wealth, etc., etc. We keep on thinking. There is no wrong in that. But we should not stop here itself. I should be happy, I should be cheerful, I want whatever I want, I should get it. Fine, no doubt. But don't stop there. If so, otherwise, then what's the difference between you, a human being, and the beast? So let me be happy, no doubt, and let me feel for others, and let me work for someone. Let me work for the people's suffering. Let me try to remove the sufferings of people, humankind, or neighbors, or my country people, fellow beings, at least for a day. Can I think in this matter, in this manner? That is what very important. So we should start thinking, how can I help the people? How can I serve them? How can I help them to remove their sufferings, to remove their misery, unhappiness, sorrow, at least for some time, for a spur of moment at least. So this is what karma yoga, this is what self-abnegation according to Swami Vivekananda. So why should we practice karma yoga? If you ask, and by practicing karma yoga, Swami Vivekananda says that one attains self-realization. Whereas if you see in the traditional Advaita Vedanta, they used to say only through jnana. Our bhakti schools of Vedanta, they used to say only through devotion. But Swami Vivekananda said, no, even from karma yoga, from the path of selfless action, you can attain moksha, emancipation. How? Here, Swami Vivekananda is giving an answer for that question, philosophical question, that by practicing karma yoga, the self abnegation is achieved. When the self abnegation is achieved, what happens? The pseudo ego or the I gets destroyed, and you comes, thou comes. That is what self abnegation, and that is what emancipation. And Swami Vivekananda is telling again, good, good, bad, bad. If you do good actions, if you perform good actions, the result will be virtue. That is what we call luck. And if you perform bad actions, the result will be sin. Uh, Bad actions result is ill luck. If someone is very lucky person, either in this life or in the previous life, he has done good actions. If someone is suffering, if someone has got some problems and etc., etc., many of the time, most of the time, the reason is we have done bad actions, we have performed bad actions, either in this life or in our previous lives. Then karma theory is fatalistic theory? No, it is a science of infinite possibilities. Because you were lucky, why are you lucky? Because you performed good actions either in this present life or in the previous life. That means what? You can create your destiny. You can create your future. You can shape your future. You can create your happiness. Similarly, if you are unhappy, means you have done some bad actions either in the present life or in the previous life. That means what? Then avoid doing bad actions. Avoid doing sin. Avoid doing troubling people. Then automatically you can be happy. So the science of karma or the karma theory is not the fatalistic theory. You need to be pessimistic. You have to be optimistic. You can be optimistic if you understand the karma theory properly. So the karma theory is giving us the science of infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities. If you understand the karma yoga properly, then you will get a positive outlook. So you have to understand very clearly. And Swami Vivekananda is telling that the power of thought, like there are so many stringed instruments kept in the same room. One string instrument in the same frequency fed has been tuned. One, string, if you tap it and it makes a sound, it starts reverberating, and all other stringed instruments start reverberating, even though no one has stopped it. Why? Because of the same frequency. So similarly, when I think good thought, it creates an impression which becomes a part and parcel of my character, which is the cause for my character. That's at individual level. Under the cosmic level, if you see, when I'm thinking good, what happens? I am becoming good at individual level, and also I am sending good thoughts to the different corners of the world or the globe. And by thinking good again and again, my mind is tuned with particular frequency. What all good things is there in this whole world, I'll be able to receive. So the power of thought we are able to understand here. I'm thinking bad. I'm having a bad thoughts, so that I've gained a bad impressions that will result to perform bad actions. Then bad results will be again papa or sin, ill luck. I have to suffer one thing. And by doing constantly, probably in due course of time, I will be exposed to bad thoughts, and I'll be the receiver of bad thoughts, and I'll be sending these bad thoughts to the different corners of the globe. So I am destroying or I'm creating a problem to the world. Even so, why should I think good? Why should I think always pure thoughts? Why should I have pure thoughts? Why should I have a good thoughts? Very scientifically, very rationally, Swami Vivekananda is telling here. By doing good, by thinking good, you will become good and you will contribute to the goodness of the world. When you think bad, you become bad, you will suffer, and at the same time, you are contributing to the world's bad. So whatever is there, and it probably it gets increased very little, no doubt, but from your bad actions or from your bad thoughts. So at the level, individual level, or at the cosmic level, the power of thought has been explained beautifully, rationally, scientifically by Swami Vivekananda here. So we have to take care of thoughts. Thousands of thoughts is coming and going in our life. Thousands of thoughts are crossing over our mind in every day, but we are not aware, and a lot of our energy is getting wasted. So we have to be careful and we have to take care of our thoughts. Why? Because thoughts travel afar. Thoughts travel, it travels more speed, in much speed than the even the light. So by doing good, what happens? We become good and will contribute to the goodness of the world. And afterwards, now Swamiji he's telling one very rational thing. And no good action is completely good, no bad action is completely bad. One who knows this, he will be knowing the secret of work. Means karma rahasya. What does it mean? Which, if you call an action is a good action, however it may be so good, but still a tinge of badness, it can create some trouble for someone will be there in that. And you may say that is the evil, it is the one of the baddest action. It is in among the evil actions, this is the supreme. Even if you say, even in that evil action, someone may be benefited, at least the person who is doing, he may be benefited, no doubt. So that's the reason, even in the evil action, some tinge of goodness is there that we have to understand. So our understandings gets changed when we hear Swami Vivekananda's concept of goodness and badness in the work, or concept of good work and bad work. Now, how to understand this? Probably I told in my previous class, if you remember. When I'm speaking now, you are all hearing and you are all feeling, okay, it is so nice, Swamiji, thank you. Many people are getting benefited, possibly, maybe. But at the same time, when I'm speaking, hot air, hot air is coming out from my mouth. So nearby microbes may be dying, isn't it? So like this. And for an example, I'm doing a business. When I'm doing a business, it is very productive and I'm getting a lot of benefit, I mean, lot of profit. And at the same time, with the help of profit, I'm helping many people. I'm giving job, and at the same time, as a charity, I'm doing good things. So many people feel, oh, because of his actions, good actions, many people are getting benefited. No doubt. But at the same time, someone may, some other company who is in the same field may be incurring loss due to me. He or she is not able to compete. So he or she is incurring loss. Then should I not perform at all? Then should I be pessimistic in my outlook? No. So Vivekananda is telling no work is good action completely, and no work is bad action completely. So the tinge of goodness in little goodness will be there in the bad action, and little a tinge of little badness in the will be there in the good action. That you have to understand. You be aware of it. That's what you are telling. That's what he's telling. And now the philosophical conclusion from this is the good actions and bad actions are binding us. And Swami Vivekananda continues that. Okay, you are doing good actions the whole of his life, but still it never ends. Oh, I try to clean the whole Dublin. Fine. 1 month I took and I saw that the whole Dublin is cleaned. Okay, the street now which I started, I came back and I saw, but again there is a dirt. Why people have made that shabby? So, like that, this world is a dog style. You cannot, by work, you cannot make it proper. And that's why Swami Vivekananda says, you may do any good amount of work, there's no end to it. If you have to end that, if you would like to end that chain, if you would like to attain that actionless state, Naishkarma Siddhi we say in Sanskrit, to attain endless state, the only way is to perform karma yoga, to perform selfless action. When you perform selfless action, then what happens? Slowly, slowly, your mind gets purified, and you get internalized more and more. You go inside, and your divinity is manifested. Self-abnegation is achieved. Then you will be able to attain the state of actionless state. Otherwise, till then, we are, every one of us, either monk or householder, or student, or a youngster, or a middle-aged person, or a old person, everyone, because of our nature, we are bound to perform actions. So if you want to get away from this whirlpool, the only way is to perform karma yoga, that is selfless action. And again, the Swami Vivekananda is raising one very important philosophical question. What do you mean by perfection? Perfect life. I want to lead a perfect life. I am trying to lead the perfect life. Many people keep saying, isn't it? Swami Vivekananda says that is contradictory. You are contradicting yourself, because there is no perfect life in the external world at all. Why? Because perfection is not outside, perfection is inside, and that is my real nature. The world is a dog style. There was no perfect world. There is no perfect world, and there will be no perfect world. The perfect world is an utopia. During Greeks' time, yes, there was problem. During Romans' time, yes, there was problem. During Medieval Ages, oh my dear goodness, so much problems were there. And now, yes, we are having. So there was no perfect world, and there is no perfect world, and there will be no perfect world. We are all busy in trying to create this perfect world. It can never happen. Then why are we trying to create? Because the perfection is inside, that is my real nature. But unfortunately, I am trying to see this perfection outside. Just like my real nature is blissful, ananda, but I am trying to see that ananda or bliss in the people, or in the recreation, or in the objects. Oh, if I get a girl, I'm a youngster, if I get a good girl, if I marry, I'll be happy. But many people say, oh, Swamiji, I don't know, I don't have experience. So please don't ask me, how can you say this? Based on someone's experience, I'm telling that after marriage, okay, so many problems, so many troubles I have to face. That's okay, this is a part of life. But till then, he felt, if I get a good girl, I'll be happy. But he's saying now, it may not be so. So, like this, we try to keep on hankering and trying to hunt for happiness in the external world, in the external objects. You can never get it. It is like mirage. When you are walking in the desert, or you are so much thirsty, you had a thirst, and you said, okay, oh, there you are able to see the water source, and you go near. No, it has gone little far because of the sun, scorching sun, and the reflection on the sand. You are feeling that there is a water source. In reality, it is not so. So similarly, there is so much amount of happiness in the world, no doubt, but the perfect happiness is not outside, it is inside, and it is in me, and it is my real nature. But unfortunately, we keep on striving, struggling to find that happiness in the world and in the people. And in the long run, with a long, last, everlasting effort, we'll try to understand, we will understand that the happiness was not outside, the happiness was inside, and I am that. And when you perform Karma Yoga, when you get that purity of mind, what happens? You will get that emotional maturity. You will get that spiritual maturity. What is that emotional maturity? What is that spiritual maturity? The happiness is not in the outside, the perfection is not outside. The happiness and the perfection both are inside, and that is my nature, that is my real nature. So that's what we attain when we perform karma yoga. And also Swami Vivekananda is saying, good and bad are the obverse and reverse of the same coin. From one angle it is good, from one angle it may be bad. And what is life? Many people will be asking, what is life? Oh, life is nothing but, the general definition in WhatsApp and all. A couple of times I have received this. In WhatsApp, they say, what is life? Life is in between B and D. What is this B and D? Birth and death. So the life is between B and D, life is between birth and death. Yeah, that is true also, but it is very beginning a child idea, I can say. A student or a just young chap, he may or say, but life itself is a continuous struggle. So Vivekananda is saying that life, what is life? Life is a continuous struggle between ourselves and everything outside. So beautiful statement it is. We have to think, we have to meditate. Life is a continuous struggle between ourselves and outside the world, external world. Why between ourselves? Because I'm trying to control my mind, I'm trying to control my nature, I'm trying to control my instincts, I'm trying to improve myself, I'm trying to expand myself, isn't it? That is internal struggle. And what is the external struggle? I struggle to have bread and butter. I struggle to have name and fame. I struggle to exist. I struggle to prove myself I am better than you. And I struggle to get so many things: name, fame, power, position, bread and butter, so many, happiness, all these things, external things. So that's what life is. So the nature's design itself is struggle. So if I think that, how can I end this struggle? How can I stop this struggle? If you say it is not possible, Swami Vivekananda is telling. Only for the person who has died, it is possible. And the other is one who has realized himself. Who am I? For a gnani, or the person who has realized, who has reached God, who has realized God, or who has achieved complete self abnegation, like in Buddha. So only these people can attain that eternal happiness or eternal freedom. Otherwise, none of us, even the president of the Ireland or the president of India or the president of USA, cannot be absolutely happy, absolutely free from all the difficulties or challenges or worries. Of course, they may have more worries than us, no doubt. And this itself is giving a lot of answer for our question that life is not a straight line, life is a sine curve. What is sine curve? It has got ups and tides, isn't it? Up and down and up and down and up and down curves. So life is like that. Sometimes I am happy, sometimes unhappy. Sometimes conditions are favorable, sometimes conditions are not favorable. Sometimes things are going very easily, and sometimes things are going very difficult. How much ever I try, it is not going. So the life is a mixture of opposites. This is what we have to understand. So life is never the straight line. Oh, there is a, I'm going in the M20 or N20. Oh, it's a beautiful straight road and it is a very broad and it's a very straight. I can go 120 kilometer speed, no problem. No, life is not like that. Life is with curves, life is with ups and downs. That's how the life is. Better to understand, accept, and go ahead. So that unnecessary worries will be lessened in yourself. So mental blocks, emotional blocks can be checked from this proper understanding, right understanding, and you can struggle and you can continue your life and reach the final destination. So that's why Swami Vivekananda beautifully says that life is not a simple and smoothly flowing thing, but it is a compound effect. This complex struggle between something inside and the external world is what we call life. So it is clear that when this struggle ceases, there will be an end of life, means either death or immortality. So we need not to be unnecessarily strained. We need not to have unnecessary anxiety. We need not to have unnecessary fear about the future and about ourselves. We need not to be unnecessarily stressed. All for all these psychosomatic problems, here is the answer from Swami Vivekananda that life is not the straight line. Life is not simple and smooth. Life is with continuous struggle. Start enjoying it. How to think that, for an example, a soldier in a war field, in a battlefield, he in generally is not morose, he is not fearful. With all happiness, with all pride, he goes because he thinks that, okay, I am fighting for my motherland. I am fighting for my brothers and sisters, thousands of people are there. I'm trying to protect them. I'm trying to protect my motherland from the enemies. So, with all pride, with all happiness, with all contentment, he goes and he fights. He may come back as a living, or he may come back as a dead body. He never minds, isn't it? So, like that, everyone we should be soldiers in our life. How to understand that life is a mixture of opposites. Life consists of opposites. Life consists of up and downs, profit and loss, sorrow and happiness, joy and sorrow, all these things. So we have to accept and we have to keep moving and we have to self improve ourselves. When this idea is clear for us, when we can understand it and when we get convinced in that, then we stop complaining and we stop morose and we stop becoming pessimistic. All these things is possible. And for this, according to me, Swami Vivekananda's statement, the world is a moral gymnasium where you have come yourselves to make strong, or where we have come to make ourselves strong. So this is the tagline of our life. This should be the tagline of our life. Siddhanta Vakya we say. The world is a moral gymnasium. Every situation, every person is one of the chance for us to become more and more strong, more and more progressive, more and more advanced in my life in a proper spirit, in a right perspective, I'm telling, in a positive way. Then Swami Vivekananda is telling, what is ideal happiness? If you ask, common person says that, oh, there should be no struggle. I should be comfortable and all my desires are fulfilled, all my wants are fulfilled. There should be no problem and there should be no danger. There should be no struggle for my existence or for my bread and butter, for my life, economic from economic point of view and other things, social point of view, security and all. That's what life is. I want to be comfort. I want to be happy. I want to be all pleasurable things. I should get it. Whatever I wish, I should get it. Whatever I want, I should be able to have it. Isn't it? But Swami is saying that you are wrong, my dear. Because of impurity of the mind, because of wrong notions, because of wrong thinking, you are thinking that that is the ideal happiness. No. What is the ideal happiness? Accept things as they are and live happily. That is what the ideal happiness. Then only you can get this ideal happiness at all given circumstances. That's what Swami Vivekananda is saying. So here, Swami Vivekananda is saying, what is Karma Yoga? And it is self-abnegation. How it is achieved? When you practice Karma Yoga, you attain purity of mind. You attain purity of mind. Once you attain the purity of mind, what happens? Your selfishness gets reduced and your unselfishness gets increased. That is what we mean by self abnegation, unselfishness. So when Swami Vivekananda says, unselfishness is God and selfishness is what you say, world, this is what we mean. So why I should be unselfish? Because unselfishness is God. Why? Because that universality, it comes in us. But generally, we are prone to think about me and about myself and about my family and my own people, my own relatives. This is what selfishness. This is what world. This is what worldly people think. Materialistic mindset people, we think almost of us. But when is unselfish, the whole world becomes your family. It doesn't mean that we should not work for ourselves or for my family, for my relatives. If we don't work, then who will work? No, but you don't stop yourself there. That's what we mean. You try to engulf, embrace the whole world as yours. That's what Lord Buddha did. That's what Jesus Christ did. That's what Sri Ramakrishna did. That's what Swami Vivekananda did. That's what Mahavira did. So all the great people, they try to embrace the whole world, the entire humankind or the humanity. Because of that universal love, because of self-abnegation, because of unselfishness. That's why Swami Vivekananda is saying, unselfishness is God. So, how one can attain God by practicing Karma Yoga, as told beautifully, philosophically by Swamiji here. By practicing Karma Yoga, you get purity of mind. Yes, every traditional Vedantin says this, accept it. When you continue, when you progress in the Karma Yoga, what happens? Your selfishness is died out, and you'll be able to get unselfishness and detachment, and finally, you achieve self abnegation. So, what is the one more word or synonym for self abnegation? The synonym for self abnegation is unselfishness. Not I, thou. So, when you attain that unselfishness, you will be embracing the whole world, entire humankind as yours. That's what the Gnani attains. That's what even the Bhakta attains. So that's how the Karma Yogi also attains the same goal, same place where the spiritual aspirant who travels from the path of devotion or who travels from the path of knowledge or the Gnana. In the Gnana Yogi, in the path of knowledge, in the Gnana path, what happens? When you go, idam aham brahmasmi, I am that Brahman, I am that Brahman. When you go, and what will happen? When you understand that who are you? I am that Sat, existence or the truth, Chit, consciousness, awareness, knowledge, and the third is Ananda, that is love or bliss. So existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute you are. That when you understand that, and you slowly, you will be able to understand, you will be able to see that the same divinity, the same consciousness is in every being, in every material, and you'll be able to see that the divinity, whichever is in me, and what I am made up of, and the same divinity is in every creature, in every being, and in everything. The whole world is soaked in the consciousness. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. That's what we say, isn't it? So that's what the Gnani realizes. And what about Bhakta? Bhakta sees the Lord in his heart or externally, and afterwards slowly, and he will be able to see that same God in every being, in every creature, in every place. And the same thing when the Karma Yogi attains that unselfishness, the self abnegation happens. What happens? He feels for everyone because I, you, everything is made up of the same material. That is the divinity, or that is consciousness, that is Atman, that is the self, or Brahman, or whatever you say. So when that unselfishness, when you attain, so you'll be able to reach the same position, whatever the Bhakta or Gnani attained. So philosophically, it is very important point, and it is very unique contribution of Swami Vivekananda to show that even philosophically, one can attain the realization, self-realization or God realization by practicing karma yoga or the path of selfless action. It's been told very clearly. And Swami Vivekananda very clearly also he tells that. What is that? Here we find that gnana, knowledge, bhakti, devotion, and karma, that is action or karma yoga, all come to one point. What is that? The highest ideal is eternal and entire self abnegation, where there is no I, but all is thou. And whether is conscious or unconscious of it, karma yoga leads man to that end. Self abnegation, self abnegation. Swamiji is telling very clearly. And again, one more contribution of Swamiji is this unselfishness or the self abnegation is the basis of all morality. Morality and ethics, what is the true base? The true base is Swami Vivekananda is saying unselfishness or self abnegation. Now, how to understand? I don't know, probably you will be able to understand it or not. I will try to make you understand. Why I will be moral? Generally, oh, because if I'm not if I don't follow the rules and regulations of the country, I may put under bars. The guarda will come and catch me, the police will come and catch me, or I'll be punished by the court, by the judge. So because of fear of punishment, because of fear of rules, because of fear of law, I am ethical and I am moral. Generally we all like that. And some people are religious people, God fearing people. They say that, oh, if I don't follow the good, and if I follow God, God will punish me after my death in the heaven on the judgment day. All the Semitic religions people, they say that. Even in the Advaita, the dualistic schools of Vedanta also they believe in this. After my death, my virtue and my sin has been gauged on the scale, and if I have done more virtues, then I am sent to heaven. If I have done more sin, then I'm in pushed or pulled to hell, and where I have to undergo a lot of sufferings. That's what Semitic religions and all the dualistic schools of Vedanta, even in India, the Oriental philosophy, they accept it. This is the second thing. Third thing, they say, oh, because of karma theory, because if I do good action, I'll be happy and I'll be profitable and I will be lucky today and tomorrow. If I do bad actions, then I will be suffering. I will have a sense of fear, and it will come back as a reaction and as a bad luck, and I have to suffer. Some people very rationally they think. So these are the three stages generally, or three different stages or different angles from which we all try to become moral and ethical. Here, Swami Vivekananda is giving one of the best possible, ultimate base to become moral and ethical. What he is telling? Self abnegation is the basis of all morality. You may extend it to men or animals or angels. It is the one basic idea, the one fundamental principle running through all ethical systems. Why I should be moral? Because the same divinity, it is there in everyone. Why I should not cheat someone? By cheating someone, you are cheating yourself. Why? Because the same divine principle, the same Atman or Brahman or the self or the Purusha is in you and in him also. Or the God who is residing in your heart, the same God is residing in someone else's heart also. So if you are cheating someone, then the God is getting not from that. So the self abnegation or the unselfishness can be the best possible base for the ethical system or for the ethics and morality. This is again one of the beautiful thinking and very rational thinking, unique contribution of Swamiji for ethics and morality. It is an independent subject we have to study. The unselfishness, the spirituality is the basis for all morality. Spirituality means what? Again, leading a pure life, having a pure thoughts, and thinking about God always, or working for someone's emancipation. That's what I mean. Not going to church or temple or a mosque or doing some prayers. No, I'm not mean by spirituality here. And after having said all these things, he says, but practically, as a matter of fact, there are four type of people, Four categories of people in the world, he says. One is they're the cream of the society. They're the strength of the country or the strength of the civilization. Even if such people, even if 10 or 100 people are there in the whole country, the country will be safe. Who are they? What are their nature? They're all blessed souls. They're all Mahatmas. What is their nature? They always think about some for someone. He himself says that whose self abnegation is complete and who do only good to others, even at the sacrifice of their lives, they are called God men, like Jesus Christ, like Buddha, and like great saints, Saint Francis of Assisi or Saint Patrick. They never cared for themselves, they always tried to help the humankind at the cost of their lives. I may get into trouble. I may have my problems, never mind, but I always feel for others. I try to serve others. That's what. Complete self abnegation. So these are the cream of the peer society. God men, they are called Mahatmas. And the second type of people, they are good natured people. They don't trouble you, but they are very conscious about their comforts. They are very conscious about their uh, profits. I want to be a profitable person. I want to enjoy my life. I may is a God-fearing person, probably, but I will not do harm anyone. I will not create any problem for anyone. But at the same time, I am more concerned about myself and I become good. I do good. I only do good. I don't do bad. And but I am concerned about myself and I'm selfish. These are the second type of natured people. Sajjana, it is called in Sanskrit, means good-natured people. Means they're the good men who do good to others so long as it does not injure themselves. They're very conscious people, they're very selfish people in a way, but at the same time they help you if they're not troubled and if they don't feel danger. If they feel danger, then they will not do. This is what the subtle difference between god man and good man. Only one woe is the difference actually. What is the difference? The God men, they never care for about themselves, they help you. But this good man, they care for themselves. By helping you, if they get into trouble, then they will not help you. At the same time, they don't trouble you also. So they are good people, good natured people, gentlemen, we say, they are called second category people. And the third is who do good to themselves. They are also very self-conscious and very selfish people, and they always think about themselves. They work for their goodness, but at the same time they don't mind to injure yourself, injure others. They don't mind to trouble others. By troubling you, if I am become beneficial, if it is beneficial for me, if I get profit, then I don't bother to trouble you. Today in the many of the societies, in many of the countries, we see unhealthy competition. By hook or crook, I will push him down, I will put him down, and I will grow. So at the cost of someone, I would like to grow. This is what survival of the fittest. That's why Swami Vivekananda never used to accept and admit or advocate Darwin's theory. He says it may holds good for animal kingdom, that should not be for human kingdom. Why? Survival of the fittest should not be the tagline of the human kingdom. Live and let live should be the tagline of the human kingdom. Swami Vivekananda used to say. Third natured people is who do good to themselves and at the same time they try to injure others for their self benefit. The third. And the fourth are sinners. Why? Because for injury sake, just to troubling sake, they will trouble you. At least these third people, the bad natured people, for their selfish end, for their selfish benefit, they trouble you. Otherwise, they won't trouble you. But these people, whether I may not be benefited, but just I will trouble you. The sinners, from troubling me, they may not get anything. They may not get any good thing. They may not get any profit. They may know there may be no use for them. But still, for troubling sake, they will trouble me. So either I mean, profited, nor you are profited, but still they trouble. So these are the fourth category people. So the whole humanity, the whole humankind can be classified into these four groups. So one is God men, the second is good men, the third is bad men, the fourth is sinners. So now These are the different categories. Wherever we are there, we have to see ourselves and we have to slowly, we have to rise ourselves. If I'm a sinner, I have to become a bad man. From bad man, I have to become good man. From good man, our ideal should be the God man. Self abnegation or the unselfishness. And again, Swami Vivekananda, again, one more thing is telling very clearly that what is Pravrutti and what is Nirutti. Unselfishness is God. And how it is? Swamiji is saying that. Why? Because the Nivrutti. What is this Nivrutti? The Sanskrit word Nivrutti. Revolving away. I'm always self centered. I, me, mine, I, me, mine, I, me, mine. This is what Pravrutti is. This is what world or worldliness is there. You are in the world, no problem, but the world or the worldliness should not be in you. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says, Swami Vivekananda's teacher, master. Because the boat has to be in the water, no problem. The water should not be in the boat. So, similarly, if you live in the world, no problem. The world or worldliness should not be in you. That means what? The selfishness or I, me, mine. I mean, I have to be happy. My people should be happy. There is no problem. There is no wrong in thinking. Only I should be happy. Only my people or my family should be happy. And I'm not concerned about anyone else. That is what wrong. That's what we mean. Oh, here Swamiji is telling that, okay, selfishness should not be there, it seems. I and mine, I should not think, it seems. Then better I will not attend his class or I will not go to Vedanta classes because I will not go to Air Vedanta Society also because they are telling that I should not bother about myself. Instead of others, I don't want that. I'm very clear about myself. No, so please don't think that and don't stop coming here. We don't mean that. You think for yourself and you work for yourself, for your family, no doubt. But don't stop there. You stop thinking for others also. Probably in the first chapter, we had discussed about the motive. When you have got a selfish motive, lot of energy is wasted. And if your motive is unselfish, then lot of energy is saved. So there you can think. So Swami Vivekananda is giving two definitions of pravrutti and nivrutti. So what is pravrutti? The definition of pravritti is revolving towards. That is what world, that is what I and mine. Accumulation of wealth and power, position, name, fame, just for my sake, for my happiness. That is what worldliness, that is what pravritti. And what is nivrutti? Means revolving away. Instead of thinking me and I alone, let me think of world, let me think of entire humankind, and let me help others. Let me be happy. Under the same time, let me try also to make others happy. That is what, not I, thou, not me, ours, not me and mine, ours. So sacrificing oneself, one body and mind for the betterment of the society and for the humankind. That is what nivrutti are revolving away. So, to attain nivrutti, to attain that revolving away, to attain that self abnegation and selfishness, one has to practice karma yoga. That is the ideal of karma yoga, and that is the end point of karma yoga. So when you attain that only, you will be called really divine being, and in reality, humanity, human being. Now we are all selfish people. We are all bothered about our own life, about our own self. We are all concerned about us. So in reality, we are not true human beings. When I can think for myself and mostly others for others, then in reality, in true perspective, in true aspect, we can be called as human beings or divine beings. So what is the manifestation of divinity? This is what we mean: self-abnegation or unselfishness. Because of unselfishness, you'll be able to see God or divine everywhere by helping people. That's why unselfishness is more paying, but people do not have patience to practice it. Swami Vivekananda has said. That's why he is the receiver, giver who is blessed, not the receiver. So, what is pravrutti and what is nivrutti? And whether are the people are there to who have practiced this? Let us see in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.